Every time my phone rings, I wonder if you'll pick up. Each missed call feels like a question left unanswered. It's hard to understand why, but it seems like the space between us only grows wider with every silence. I can't help but wonder why you decline my calls. Is it because you don't know how to face me anymore? Or is it just easier to pretend that I don't exist in the moments when you need distance? The sound of the phone ringing feels like a plea, a call for connection that never gets answered. I don't know why, but every time you decline, it feels like you're pulling away from me just a little bit more. The unanswered calls linger in my mind like ghosts. I keep wondering if it's me or if there's something I've missed. Why won't you answer? What's going through your mind when I'm just trying to reach out? I wish I understood what was going through your head when you decide not to answer. Is there something I did? Or are you just lost in your own thoughts, avoiding the conversation we both need? I've been waiting for the moment you'd pick up, but instead, I hear the deafening silence of rejection. Every declined call makes me feel like there's something about me you no longer want to face. Every time you don't answer my call, it feels like a door is slowly closing. Maybe you're trying to protect yourself, or maybe it's just easier to stay away. But I keep wondering when this wall will come down. I feel like I'm reaching out into the void when you don't answer. The emptiness that follows each declined call makes me question whether I've become someone you're trying to forget. Each time my call goes unanswered, my mind races. What's happening on the other end? Are you thinking about me, or am I just a distant memory fading into the background of your life? There's a feeling that comes with being ignored, like you're not worthy of an explanation, just a silent rejection. I want to understand what's happening, but it's hard when you won't answer. It's hard to put into words what I feel when my calls are declined. It's like waiting for a response that never comes, wondering if I'm the reason you choose silence over communication. I don't know why you don't pick up the phone. Maybe it's because the words you need to say are too hard, or maybe you just need time. But in those moments, I can't help but feel alone. With every call you decline, I try to understand what's happening in your heart and mind. Is it fear, anger, or just the need to be alone? I wish you would answer so I could stop wondering. It's not the silence that hurts, it's the unanswered questions. What did I do? Why don't you want to talk to me? These thoughts consume me every time my call goes unanswered. I keep telling myself that it's okay, but every time you decline, I feel like a part of me is being left behind. It's as if we're both drifting in different directions without any way of finding each other again. I know you're busy and I try to understand, but when my calls are declined, it feels like my attempts to connect are being shut down before they even have a chance to grow. I wonder if you're afraid of what we might say to each other, or maybe you just need space, and I haven't learned how to respect that. But the unanswered calls only leave me with more questions than answers. I keep looking at my phone, hoping for a callback, but every time you decline, I feel like I'm being pushed further away from something I was once part of. It's hard to move forward when I don't know where we stand. There's a heaviness in my chest every time my calls go unanswered. It's a feeling I can't shake, as if every decline is a reminder that the distance between us is growing with each passing day. I know that sometimes silence is necessary, but when you decline my calls, it feels like you're turning away from me without any explanation. I can't help but wonder what changed. It's difficult to stay patient when every attempt to reach you ends in rejection. I try to understand that you might need space, but the unanswered calls make me feel like you've lost interest in what we once had. I wonder what you're thinking when you don't pick up. Are you avoiding the conversation or just not ready to talk? Either way, it leaves me questioning where I stand in your life. Every missed call feels like a little bit of me slipping away. It's hard to know how to respond when you don't give me a chance to connect with you. It feels like we're fading apart without even realizing it. I keep hoping that one day you'll pick up and tell me everything that's been on your mind. But each declined call makes me feel more disconnected, more uncertain of what's happening in your world. I wonder if you feel the same way when I don't answer your calls. Maybe you think it's nothing, but to me, it feels like each declined call is a little piece of our connection that's slipping away.